A new era began in Rock Island this week. There's a new mayor in charge of the city. Ashley Harris took the oath of office Monday in front of a full house at council chambers. This is his first elected position after winning a close race by 155 votes. He took the gavel from Mike Tomes and ran the second half of the meeting. Harris is still learning the ropes and will now try to live up to his campaign promise of stimulating the city's economy. Now, Monday also brought the end of Mike Tomes' 8 years as Rock Island mayor. The Public Works Department presented him with a custom street sign as a gift. You see it right there. That says Tomes Court. He gave his best wishes to the new mayor that he succeeds in the position and also expressed his willingness to help in any way he can. Monday's transition to the new mayor and alderman brought a lot of optimism inside council chambers. Now the real work begins for all of them. Rock Island Mayor Ashley Harris joins us for a conversation this morning. Welcome back to the program, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
First time I've been able to call you Mr. Mayor.
Thanks for having me.
I guess, how did that moment feel when you took the oath of office?
Very pleasurable. You know, my family was there, a lot of energy in the room. It was other people celebrating. It was a good transition of power from Mike to myself. It was just a special night.
So it's one thing to win an election, it's another to govern. How do you feel about the transition?
Well, you know, I'm taking it one step at a time. A lot of things are new pertaining to office life. And, you know, I spoke with the secretary and the PR specialist, and I'm just trying to get in the routine to where I can somewhat be a mayor as well as stay connected to the community. And if I'm not careful, my schedule will fill up with things that's taking me out of the community, and I don't want that to happen.
It's really part of the job as well, though. There's you're going to be getting a lot of push and pull, and certainly a learning curve that goes along with this. What have you found to be the most challenging for you so far?
Well, you know, it's funny being on time, believe it or not. You know, I'll have meetings set up, luncheons set up, and going from one place to another, people talk to me, and I stand there and talk. I don't rush people. I haven't got it in me yet just to say, hey, I gotta go. So, you know, a lot of people, you know, talk a lot. They like to talk, and I stand there and listen. So, you know, just being on time, you know, just trying to space everything out to take small bites, to not get overwhelmed with anything, so I can be as effective as possible.
Certainly your time is valuable and people want a piece of your time. That's what you're learning, of course. How about getting up to speed on the business of the city itself, the different departments and the different projects that need to get done? Yeah,
sure. You know, I went through an orientation process, a transition orientation process last week. That was very informative, and you know, I learned a lot from it. Got to see all the parts and how they move. You know, right now, an emphasis is on our economic development. You know, I know, you know, that's something that Rock Island does need drastically as a city, and that's one element right there that's the foundation for all of our pressing issues, from our infrastructure to our debt and to our lack of services in the area. So economic development, I look forward to being the face and the voice of the people and relaying that sense of urgency, that how critical it is for Rock Island right now. And we look at that as also for our tax base by way of population increase.
I know it's very early in the process for you so far, only a few days, but has anything surprised you so far?
Nothing really. You know, just you know, my door's open. You know, a couple people came by to see me, speak with me. They brought some issues down, and it was really exciting. I've been asking to work for the community for quite some time now, and I've been blessed with the opportunity. So I'm just making the most of it. You know, nothing is surprising right now.
There was a lot of ceremony at Monday's council meeting. The Public Works Department presented outgoing Mayor Mike Tomes with a custom street sign that said Tomes Court. Yeah. You took the gavel, ran the last half of the meeting, and ended with this.
You can expect to see, you know, a brand new Rock Island. Tomes Court is nice, but now is the time for King's Court and the Kingdom of Rock Island. Thank you all.
Now, some people might have found that a little off-putting, maybe not as much grace for the former mayor. Sure. Why that choice of words?
Well, you know, that was it was a bad choice of words. One thing I will say is it was wordplay off of the word court, but looking at it in the sense of myself and the council, you know, we are the King's Court, and the King is the citizens of Rock Island. We are here to serve them in a brand new way. You know, I wanted that night to be completely honorable. I was a little misspoken. I didn't mean to make a shot or to take a shot at Mike Tomes. He's a great man. I would never do that. You know, I still have a lot to learn from him, and I still look forward to working from him. So that was just a mischoice of words, and it was just perceived in a way that I didn't mean it to be perceived.
Gotcha.
But it was all respectable that night. You know, it was full of energy, and I hate that it was perceived as anything on the negative.
So you don't want to be king on this true kingdom of Rock Island?
No, I don't. Like I said, you know, the King's Court, it's myself and the council, and we're here to serve the king, the people of Rock Island.
Now, you won by 155 votes when the last certified count. Not exactly a mandate in a city that still seems divided. Now, you discussed you want to maintain some sort of relationship with Mike Tomes. There's certainly stuff that you could learn from him, getting background on different issues, and
absolutely
wind up in a circumstance as a mayor that only another mayor can perceive. How do you keep that relationship going?
Well, an open line of communication. You know, he's only one call away. He let that be known to me. We've talked several times since Election Day. We're looking to have lunch next week. There's a lot of business connections that's, you know, specifically tied to him. And, you know, we don't want to lose anything. So Mike Tomes is a valuable asset, and we look forward to working well with each other.
What part of his brain do you want to pick?
Well, the biggest part, let me tell you that. You know, he's been in business his whole life. He is the example of success, you know, by legacy of his father. And I just want to, I just want to be involved. Like I said, you know, I want a good rapport with him as well as administration, because the administration, you know, they're used to working with him and his style more so than mine. So that's a rhythm that I want to step into nicely, sir.
How will you try to unite the city?
Well, small wins, constant wins, give them something that they can see and feel, tangible things, not just lip service. You know, that's why I stress, as far as my schedule is concerned, I don't want to be completely political. I don't want to, you know, go to things just to go to them. I want to stay connected to the community, and once they feel that energy and that true passion, we'll naturally come together.
Now, you mentioned during your campaign, and actually in this interview already, that economic development is a priority of yours. And during the campaign, you mentioned developing the old Watchtower Plaza space specifically as something you want to, as one of your priorities. It is something that two previous mayors before you tried to make happen, but couldn't find a deal. What have you learned about the city's efforts so far to develop the old Watchtower Plaza, and how do you pick up the ball and go from here? And see,
that's the thing. You know, just, you know, I say once again, with me being the voice of the people, I'm relaying that concern to the Watchtower Plaza. You know, we have a few economic development departments. We have a talented city manager and a wonderful administration. So I'm just looking to tap into that energy and just let them know, relay the people's message. Hey, this is very serious to us, and we really need to get the ball rolling on this development.
During the transition, have you had any conversations with former Tomes about what was done so far to try to bring something there?
Well, you know, not specifically that. You know, he mentioned that he tried a few things in the past that didn't come to fruition. So I'm looking forward to talking to the city manager, exploring all options and getting the whole administration behind that.
There's also the revitalization of the downtown district. We've seen a lot of progress. I think moving on to phase 2 now. Some of the streets and sidewalks are done. More is now being broken up to work on. Empty storefronts have been the problem there for a long time. I guess, how can the district be the lively place it once was?
Well, just being open and welcome to businesses. You know, letting the businesses, the existing businesses, know that we want them there, and we understand the frustration, and we understand what they went through, and try to help them as much as possible. And for newfound businesses, like I said, you know, just not sitting back waiting on them to call. You know, we can take the initiative on seeking businesses that's in line for our vision of downtown, as well as the city of Rock Island.
Rock Island Mayor Ashley Harris, just early on in the administration. Good luck with everything you're doing in the city. Hope to talk to you again.
Thank you, sir.